There's Cheryl.
And we're all here now.
Oh
Awesome.
my God, that was
Cool.
exhausting.
The whole crew is back together, folks. Yeah. Woohoo. What's
It's,
that, Helen?
Nothing's up with me. I just want to know why you're angry at me every time.
not
Helen,
angry.
stop with the angry stop. Just stop.
I'm not angry. I
I'm
just
not
don't like
angry at
seeing
all.
talk. I don't like I haven't said anything. So for you,
So what is
I
the
don't leave
problem? What
comments.
is the problem?
I
Tell me what
don't
the
leave
problem is.
comments. What is the problem? That
Yeah,
you're saying that her apology to you was too aggressive, but when
I
y'all are
didn't
listening to
say that.
Dorothy saying
I,
or saying anything at all, don't be selective in what you're outraged about. I guess is what I'm saying, and don't say it's
okay,
okay sometimes,
Hang on,
regardless
Sam.
of certain
You know what?
circumstances,
You know what?
to
do I get
get
to
personal
reply?
information.
How
If I
about
get
you
a
let
chance to
Sam
finish,
finish, Chafer? Here,
let me finish
I'm
this.
gonna, you know what?
Absolutely.
Helen, you like to put everybody's fucking screenshots out. Here's what this is exactly what Helen sent to me when I asked her.
That's incidental to me. The only thing I have an issue with is when you said the whole thing
No,
about
I
the
just want.
it is okay when you sometimes to put out somebody's information. It's never okay, ever,
Nope, it's not.
ever.
Are you talking about today's community post that I put?
All of it,
What?
Helen. All
Wait,
of it. You know
no.
what?
I'm
I'm
not
not
going
going
to
to
get
be
this
in here
confused.
and explain this to you.
I did say something about that earlier. Now this is a whole other issue. That's one thing I did
If
say
you
earlier,
read
specifically
today's,
towards you,
if
I
you
have no
read,
specifically, and I
desire to
read
read
it.
an hour-long community post
I've
about
read it. I've read it. It was after with all you know that's happened to people on YouTube, regardless of the community. When people are
yeah,
getting their private information and they're putting it
yeah.
onto YouTube
And
for
what did
any
I
reason,
say?
it's
What,
never acceptable. Never acceptable at all. So you can't rationalize that to me. That's what I said. That's
okay,
what I've said.
can I answer that?
Go ahead,
Right.
please.
The community post I put today was in response to Shmida saying, well, you've used private stuff, Helen. And I said, yes, I have used it not to intimidate or victimize somebody or bully anybody, but I have used it when Salty B, when Dr. B doxed Salty, when
Yeah,
she put the plans
Shmida,
of,
Mama Bear, Dr. B's best
yeah,
friend. Yeah.
yeah, when they put the plans of your house out and your address, I
What the hell does that have to do with anything? That was how long.
No,
I'm not
no.
minimizing what,
well, you
what they did to Sam.
Hold
discussed
on.
That's like 2
Stop.
years ago.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
yeah,
Hold
you
on.
discussed
I'm
it
gonna
No.
mute.
about
I'm
Hold
gonna mute.
on. Hold
I'm gonna
on.
mute.
Yeah, just mute and just hold on. But your community post was your community post. I'm not talking about a reply underneath it. I'm just specifically talking about that one
oh,
part of your community
Winchester,
post.
why don't you come in under your real name, Solange? You're such a coward with all your alts. Right, go on. What did you want to talk about then? If it's not today's
Helen, why do you dismiss anybody? You're always like, well, you can't use your real name. You can't use your real name.
I just
A lot of people don't use the real name, obviously, online. So to use that as an excuse to not address questions people have at you and dismiss them, I think is really fucking lame.
it wasn't a
I
question,
don't
it was just a
I've seen you
I
do it
don't know.
multiple times, not just one
It's
person. I've seen you do it. You did it with that help for daughter, whatever that was under the apology of mine.
I always answer questions,
No,
but I don't
all right.
answer abuse.
Yeah, okay. You think you answer, Helen.
Well, I know I do.
it wasn't about a comment or a reply on it was the post itself. So that one part where you say there are times when it's okay to get the personal information and to share it for this reason or that, but it's never
The
never
times
okay.
when
Because
it's
if you're putting that on YouTube, it's not going to be done for good, okay? If I have
so it
evidence, let's
wasn't
just say that
okay.
this
So
guy
it
is
wasn't
Stop
this
okay.
guy is a
interrupting her, Helen. Let her finish.
I'm answering. So it wasn't
He
okay when
wasn't
we
done, Helen. Let her
stuff
finish.
out to expose that she doxed you with her sister and her friend.
Oh my god.
Because that was the example I was using.
Yeah, but that was in response to her comment. I'm saying on your post itself, when you said that there are times when it's okay
That
to
was
get
a
information
completely
and to
different
share it.
community post, Helen. That was under your pot stir one. We're talking about your big long novel from today. So don't try and do what you like to
Forget
do
it.
and try and muddle
Forget
everything
it.
together.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
not-
matter. This is
What?
absolutely pointless. Helen, you have your own channel. Go do your drama shit over there.
See,
Not being
so you
dramatic.
can't
It's
even
answering a
have-
question.
No,
See,
no.
I'm trying to say, just Jen, just hold on. Let me say this and let Helen speak. Yeah.
This is what I
yeah,
mean about
just mute.
angry Jen.
Helen, stop calling me angry because I'm standing up
stop
for
being
myself.
angry.
Look at you're yelling at me now. You calling me angry because I'm
Because
standing
you're
up for
yelling
myself?
at me.
Why do you keep cutting me off, Helen? Stop calling me angry. I'm fucking angry. I'm an angry person. That is not a defense or an excuse either, Helen. Because I'm finally standing up and saying something to you, would you let me finish? Let me finish. Stop being rude and interrupting, Helen. Now, because I'm standing up for myself and I'm saying something that I really very strongly disagree when it comes to you, Helen, all of a sudden now after 2+ years, I'm angry. I'm an aggressive person. Get a grip. Not buying it. And nobody else is either.
Okay, why are you angry though?
I just said I'm not angry, you fool.
I'm not a fool. Stop calling me names, please.
Stop calling me angry and aggressive. Like, this is ridiculous, Helen. This is pointless. This is not.
Where are my mods? Delete these comments. I can't do it on my end. Do I have any mods in chat? Come on.
I want to know what your actual problem is, but I don't seem to be getting anywhere.
No, and I've tried to explain to you, and you choose
I'm
to
trying
not.
to get somewhere too, Helen. But goddamn, you're not going to get anywhere if we don't have a chance to actually say what we want to say, and you say what you want to say,
and you dismiss everything that we say. So we're at a stalemate. Right. I have no desire to continue to try to tell you what the problem is. It's been explained. You want to continue to plead your ignorance, your naivety, your ignorance, oblivion. You keep doing that. Enjoy those splinters in your ass.
Ignorance to what?
Everything, Helen. Stop it.
Can you be a bit more specific?
No, I can't, Helen, because you know exactly what I mean. I'm not playing this game with you. I said that the other day.
If you're on about Dorothy, have you not read that I've said I don't agree with everything Dorothy said?
Yeah, when now? But it was okay when she was fucking dragging, saying that Sam is a domestic violence survivor.
I
deserved
always said.
No, you have. You made a video supporting her after she did that, Helen. Don't even try it.
Even on that video,
now I'm angry. Now I'm fucking angry. Don't even try that shit. I need a few minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I just think want to be really rich when you support the biggest user on YouTube.
Who?
Here we go. Back to BAM. It's not about BAM, Helen.
Well, obviously, because it's so
You take your personal beefs with BAM and you take them to BAM.
You know what?
I've had enough. You have a channel to bitch about BAM. Stop coming to my channel. Not that you can anymore. Take your rerouting and detouring of BAM and fuck off with it.
Jen. Okay. I just
no, she's been doing this far too long.
I know.
Tired of it.
Okay. I don't understand how that's an appropriate response or reply to what we're discussing. It has nothing to do with BAM.
Because you say I have to be responsible for Dorothy.
I didn't say that.
Well, why Jen?
Wait, where does the responsibility? No, where does the okay? Somebody, I mentioned selective outrage. You're going to be selectively supportive and selectively blind. There's just no room for that. That doesn't fly for me anymore because everybody knows everything that's happening. If you want to be quiet about one thing, then that's one thing.
I have said I like Dorothy, but I don't agree with everything she says. Her ways are not my ways. I've said that.
Okay. So that goes for Jen too with BAM. That goes for Jen and whoever else for BAM.
Yeah,
they don't agree with everything that she has said.
So I'm saying it works both ways. I'm pointing out the hypocrisy.
Oh. No, you were saying it's okay to be friends with people. You don't have to agree with them. And I've always maintained, I don't care. What channels people go on.
I don't. With people and not agree with everything.
Of course it is. And that's something that I have always maintained and I always will. But when you are using, let's just say, look at the replies and the appropriateness of the responses to the things that you are supposed to be talking about, as opposed to this, with BAM, Dorothy, completely different. Actually, it really is.
Yeah.
Because if we, oh, my name Penny is texting me. Sorry, hon. You there? You there? Okay. Let me look. Okay. Here we go. There. Okay. Now we're up. Can you hear me, Cheryl? Can I hear you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had an issue with her.
Yeah, I couldn't unmute when I was doing it on my computer, so I had to come in on my phone. That's why
Actually,
I kept
coming
back.
That
you kept me mute. Oh, damn it. Okay, that's fine.
No, no, I'm glad that you're here. So I forgot where I was going with this. Fucking hell. Other than, yeah, don't say you support one abuser if you don't call out another. That just doesn't fly anymore with me. It's not a valid argument to have. If I'm here asking you or saying something about your the comment or whatever that I might question you about, it's not gonna turning around saying anything about bad.
You want me to stick up for you, but you don't want to stick up for me.
No, I've never asked anybody to stick up for me. Come on now. That has nothing to do with anything.
You just said I sit back and let her comments about you go.
What the fuck are you talking about, Helen? I never said anything like that. Are you talking about on your page? Are you talking about what she said?
No, I'm about tonight.
No. Oh, about like, okay. Yeah. If she was aggressive in tone in her apology post to you, when you hear Dorothy spewing anything about anybody and so maliciously, have you said anything to her as her friend? I know you talked to Kelly as her friend to try to get her to see certain things. Have you done that with her?
Yes, I've sent her a message. And yes, I have. And she'll tell you that herself. You can ask Dorothy about that. She'll tell you.
Can I just say something really
noticed?
Yeah.
I'm not even in the comments section in Dorothy's most of the time. It's very rare. Only when it's a calm environment.
Can I say something really quick?
Absolutely. I'm going to mute because I have to go get something from Addie. So okay. I will have to get something out of the laundry room. I'll be right back.
Okay. I only been kind of paying attention to what's been happening because I was trying to get on and then I was getting off and for me, Helen, and I'm just speaking for me. The one thing is that I think really, really bothered me and pissed me off was Dorothy went from saying that we turned our back on the Ruseks to we were attacking the Ruseks to we were viciously attacking it. And you know damn well that's none of those statements are true. But
I've always said I haven't attacked the Ruseks. I've always said you wanted to take a break from videos.
Well, so first off, I don't know where you've said that, but I haven't seen you say that. I've heard her say those things in the chat.
I didn't see that in your community post, the one you left. You had nothing left in comment with us. Again, back to muting. I'm back to muting.
I have never said you attacked the Ruseks.
No, okay, wait, Helen, wait, hold on. I never said you said that, but I've heard Dorothy saying that, and I've seen you in the chat at the same time. At any point in time, you could have said, well, Dorothy, that's not really true. Nobody's attacked the Ruseks viciously. Don't forget, it amped up to viciously attack the Ruseks. And you didn't correct that. And that really bothered me because that's not, she says all kinds of lies about us, whatever, but that's the one thing she's out there telling people that there's these group of women that are viciously attacking this family. And that is the furthest thing from the truth.
No, I know you don't like me saying the name, but it's Bam that's viciously attacked Frankie.
But she doesn't say that. She says the dusty bitches viciously attacked.
But she's not regardless of who Bam attacks, the point is that she says those things that we're attacking the family and that that not to be true. So don't say that Bam attacks Frank. I've never heard you say that.
Well, so Helen, I'm not lying. I have never seen you correct that in just straight simple terms, not a whole bunch of fluff. Just, Dorothy, you're wrong. Those women that you're calling the dusty bitches never attacked the Ruseks. So would you please stop saying that?
Was I in the chat when that was said?
I have seen you in the chat when she said one time. I don't know if it was the viciously because that's a newer up that she did.
I doubt it would have been because I wouldn't have been there. I haven't been in Dorothy's chat for a while. If you want to check,
I don't want to check. I don't watch her that much. I mean, she's very difficult to watch because I get very angry listening to all her lies, and not just about us, because the lies about us, you know, the people in this community know what we've done, what we haven't done. But
I said it earlier. Well, I'm not going to talk about Bam. It has nothing to do with her, anybody.
I just want to finish this with Helen really quick, and then I'll go back on mute. But I'm just telling you, that's what bothered me the most. All this other crap, you know, everybody has their own issues with what's happened and what's been said and what hasn't been said. But that's the one thing with you that really, really bothered me. And the other thing is, and I'm not going to say it, but you know what you said in our private message about a camera. You know, why don't I do this, Helen? That was, I don't understand where that came from. I'm just telling you that. And I actually don't. I'm not. I'll remind you privately, but I'm saying that when you made a comment about how you think JC's changed, that comment from you, I would have never expected in a million years. So I
must at me every time my name's mentioned.
Well, I mean, again, I'm going to go quiet in a minute because your issues with her are different than my issues with you and this and this. But again, another thing, and I've told you in private chat and in your comments that, you know, Bam, regardless what the hell you think of her, Bam did something for Salty that, as her friends, we greatly appreciate. And again, even if it were friggin' AD, yes, I would thank AD for doing it. I'm sorry that you don't like Bam.
A rinser, and she said she'd strip naked and apologized to AD.
Okay, that has nothing to do with me.
Actually, it has nothing to do with the fact that she helped somebody. It has nothing to do with stop. Everybody's job.
Guys, I'd like to say one thing. I just want to get this out. Cerebellum Quandary said in the chat, the issue is about Bam. Let me finish, everyone. Let me finish. Please let me finish, Sam. So this is what Cerebellum just said. The issue is about Bam. Bam bashed Frankie and Helen, and no one said a word. Well, what I will say, first of all, I never heard what happened with Helen. So I can't speak on that. What I will say when it comes to Bam, let me finish, Helen. When it comes to Bam having a go at Frankie, I actually just last week was on panel with Bam, and I outwardly said I totally did not support Bam in any fucking way for dragging Frankie the way that she did. I did not condone it, and I did not support it. So don't fucking tell me that people give Bam a pass. That's not true. And I'm really, again, frankly, sick and tired. This live is not about Bam, what Bam has done to you. Helen, you have a channel. Why don't you take your issues with Bam, talk to Bam directly, or have them out on your channel? Stop rerouting and detouring. Let me finish. I'm almost done. Stop rerouting and detouring everything about Bam. This has nothing to do with fucking Bam. And I'm sick of this.
And I'm not responsible for Dorothy. It's the same.
No, you're not. But like I said, okay, Jen, let me talk. Like I said, I've seen you talking in her chat. I don't think it was when she said that we were viciously attacked. When she said that the dusty bitches were turned their back on the family and they attacked.
Flipped and viciously attacked the family. And don't tell me you weren't aware of it, Helen. Jurors in the chat, Saggy, come on. Not buying it.
Actually, I didn't know she'd said viciously attack the family.
Yeah, no, we've all flipped and would you like to hear it, Helen? Would you like to hear it? I can play it for you.
I don't need to hear it. Like you said, it's nothing to do with me.
Right.
Jen, I want to finish saying
that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to go on mute.
Helen, I know I've seen you in a chat when she said the dusty bitches turned on the family. Okay. In my mind, at that point in time, because, you know, you could have anytime said, whoa, hold up, Dorothy. That's not true. Now, if I'm in Bam's chat and she says something that I disagree with, I would say something, but I'll tell you the truth. And I'm not lying. I'm the same as you. I very rarely catch Bam's chats because of the time difference. I've said that a billion fucking times. Yeah. I don't know all the shit. And she doesn't keep her lives up. And again, before anybody says anything, that's not a bad thing that she doesn't keep her lives up, because, you know, even Dorothy's over there fucking hiding lives. So that doesn't mean there's anything nefarious. But so I just hear secondhand what she has said, what she hasn't said, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But if I'm in one of her chats and she says something I 100% completely disagree with and I'm engaged in the conversation, of course I would say something. That's all I kind of expected from you, Helen. I didn't expect you to turn on Dorothy and defend us. We don't want you to defend us, but at least get that one misinformation. No, it's not misinformation. This is just a fucking flat out.
Also say that it's because of Claire ultimately, that because y'all didn't believe us, or you didn't side with us, or you continue to be friends with Claire.
All these petty things that people have, like, fuck. But you know what,
Helen, right now, can you please correct that information? Are you willing to do that?
I've always said you haven't attacked the Ruseks. You haven't. Well, I haven't said you haven't attacked the Ruseks because I didn't know that was an accusation. But you haven't turned your back on the Ruseks.
You never said that, Helen. I know.
And you haven't turned your back on the Ruseks. I'm agreeing with her. What I said was, it's fine that if you want to stop making videos, I mean, Jen still makes them. But I know others have stopped making videos because they said everything's out there, the job's done. And I've said that's perfectly fine.
Right.
Yeah, I took a break for 3 weeks when I had to. I was defeated after the Claire shit came out, but I'm still, taking a break doesn't mean I've stopped. And regardless whether I stop or I didn't stop, I mean, that's irrelevant. And what really bothered me, Helen, was that you literally in one day, I did see your post where I think I said it was salty, but you addressed me and Nuff. You said that we still were supporting the family. I did see that. But then the very next day, you made that community post saying that the Ruseks are being forgotten in this allegiance of hate or whatever. And that's totally not true, Helen.
And do you not remember?
First of all, I don't spend, not to be rude, and I don't mean this to sound awful, because it probably will, but I don't spend 24 hours, 7 days a week fighting this battle that I've been fighting in terms of AD, in terms of the family. So for you to turn around literally a day after that and say that was very hurtful and a slap in the face.
Well, can I explain that?
Yes. Sorry.
Right. I'm going to get upset now because this really isn't fair. But I don't want to.
How do you think we felt for 4 months, Helen?
Yeah, I know. And what I meant by that is the same that you lot used to say that drama is a distraction from the important stuff. And it is a distraction. I having to respond like this is the same.
You made it that way though, Helen. You've turned it.
It's not a response.
Can we let her finish talking, please?
I'm trying. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay.
How have I made it that way? How?
Look at your community post for the last week, Helen. That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
Like, really, you've attacked my character after 2+ years. All of a sudden, I've become an angry and aggressive person. Really, Helen? Because I stood up, but it's okay for Dorothy to scream in caps all the time. No, but when I put a couple words in caps, I'm now all of a sudden an angry and aggressive person. Why are you trying to assassinate my character?
But you are always.
I'm not. What I'm upset about. There's a difference between being angry and upset. You want to know what I'm upset about? Is the fact that, you know what? Yeah, Claire lied to an entire community. Nobody had the balls to come out and say, well, she lied, but she fucked up. Nobody. You guys have all stayed silent when you know exactly that's the truth. And I've never, Sam, Cheryl, none of us have ever tried to undermine the work that Claire has done. We have said that from the beginning.
And but we have it.
What?
She's still doing it.
I know she's still doing it. I'm very well aware, and that's not the fucking point. Stop trying to.
You know what, though? It ultimately does go back to that, I think, because when Dorothy started her ridiculous douchebaggery towards us, it was because of false narration that we turned on Claire and on the Rusek families, and that's why.
No,
you did turn on Claire.
Or whatever.
You did turn on Claire.
No, we didn't turn on Claire. We turned
on Claire. You did the whole live.
Hold up. I would like to say something since I was one of the original ones. Helen, we did not turn on Claire. We again, I don't know what conversations you've had, and I have no desire to rehash it. But please, anybody thinks we turned on her, they're basing that off of very limited information. Which again,
I'm basing it on the lives that I watched.
Okay, no, that was angry. That wasn't turning on Claire. You have no idea what happened before those lives came to be. You have no idea about the private calls and the private conversations that were taking place with multiple people. So to say that we turned on her, completely different. FYI, she left. We still didn't say anything. We didn't say anything for a very long time. So that's not turning on somebody. And if you were privy to any of our private conversations, which you weren't, and no one ever will ever know, but Claire does know this, we never turned on her. So when you say those words, that is what feeds into that narrative. Yes. So if you want to say that, you know, we had a falling out with Claire and it got ugly, that's fine. But don't ever say we turned on her, because that was never the case. And I don't even think Claire, according to the lives, I'm sure it looks that way, but Claire knows what was going on behind the scenes. So do several other people. And they know damn well we didn't turn on her at all. So please, when you say things like that, please choose your words very carefully. Don't just base it on what you've seen. Assume that maybe there was a lot more going on privately, because that's how shit should have been handled.
No, if you were basing it on the live streams that you saw us do, then the proof was right there to show you that we were telling the truth. We didn't turn on her.
She left us holding a bag. She left us. She bolted, Helen, and she left us holding a bag that we didn't even fucking know what was in the bag that we were holding, and expected us to be able to explain her fuckery to everybody. And I'm not going to do that. She lied to everybody.
Okay, but let's not make this about Claire, because it's
not. I don't want to make it about Claire.
That's what started Dorothy down this road. She used that.
That's how we got here.
What is your beef with me?
I'm sorry, what?
What is your problem with me?
I don't have
Helen, I can only speak for me. I told you one of my problems with you. And, you know, you say things, and I don't know. You don't specifically say things. And I know that part of that is because you don't want to name names. You don't want to bring up a whole bunch. But I can tell you that reading some of the stuff you say, you leave it open for interpretation. And coming from all the crap that has been happening in our community the past 4 months, it does. Not just to us, a lot of other people, whether you're talking about us or not, in some of those posts, it definitely looks that way. You may not think it does. I don't know. Maybe it is directed at us. I don't know. But if it's not, it's perceived that way. And you know, we don't react to it. I don't react to it. The first time I've ever reacted to it was just the other day. That's the first time I've reacted to any of it. But a lot of people send us information going, is she talking about you guys? You guys, she's talking about you. And it does. It appears that way, even if you don't mean it to. That's my problem, is you're trying to be diplomatic, but being diplomatic, people are assuming that you're talking about us. And I do have a problem with that. But, you know, you have a right to have your opinion, and I've let you have it. It's just at a certain point, some things have to be corrected. So then when Dorothy comes on the scene and she starts talking crap about all of us, and we see you like in the comments and all these other people, you know, yeah, you can be in there, that's fine. But if she's, again, my biggest fucking thing was we viciously attacked the Ruseks. That's the one thing that just bugs the shit out of me, because even people that hate us in this community know that's not true. You can call us all kinds of other things, but that is 100% not true. And there isn't a single person that could say it is, except for Dorothy. But everybody just allows it.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Again, I go back to, I am not responsible for Dorothy, just as Jen isn't responsible for Bam.
You're not.
Exactly.
You're not. But
we're not.
As someone who used to be
why on your lives, when these lives come, it's always Helen Schaefer, and
no,
then
I said it. No. I've never not been able to communicate with you, Helen. I said it. I did not like what you said in your community post about putting any information out. It's never okay, and you know why. So it's not an attack.
And you know why?
In my other live stream. What? I can't. What?
Can I just respond, please?
Yeah.
The stuff I'm on about is correcting lies.
Mm-hmm.
I will put a private chat out if somebody has lied.
I know.
And
yes, you and I, we know that. We've done that before with each other.
We know. That's the real life stuff I'm on about, private chats. And if it is to expose somebody doxing, if it is to correct lies said about me, I will put private chats out.
So that's what you meant. That's what you meant by putting something out. You meant like a perfect, if you have a conversation with someone like you had with her, and then putting it out. Okay.
If people read the post, they'll know. And Joe Marjorie is going on about the video that I did for Dorothy, saying that I'm her friend. And I am a friend, but I made that video to make it clear that although I'm a friend, I don't agree with everything she says, and she doesn't agree with everything I say. And it was my way of doing it in a nice way. I mean, Cassius is in chat having a go. He is angry at me because I assumed that he distanced himself from me. And I said to him, and ever since then, he's been having a rant about me. And that is all I've said, that he distanced himself. And why am I getting it all? Because of saying that. Greenhouse,
Helen, I think part of it is because we were all part of this community and we were all online friends. Yes. And even take us out of the equation. You've been in her lives enough to hear how she talks about other people, not even just us, other people. And it's been just as disgusting. I don't have to know Granny's watching or Vivian or any of these people to know that what she's saying is wrong. And I get if you want to be her friend and all that, but if you're going to back somebody who viciously, and I'll say it, viciously attacks certain people, there's going to be repercussions for it. That's all.
And you notice that when you say everybody. It's my turn to say something. When you're sitting here saying that you turned your back on Claire, did you ever see us behave in such a fucking way towards anybody, especially Claire? No, you didn't. There's a big difference.
I saw the lives where she was slated.
No, she wasn't. It never got personal with me. No. They're still up on
exposing her lies, Helen, is not slating.
It's not.
There's a difference.
It's not.
Did you see the lives when Bam slated me, called me a cunt, a whore?
No, actually, I really didn't. So again, this isn't about Bam right now.
Of course it isn't about Bam. No, it's about Dorothy, isn't it?
But I'm saying
it's not. It's about us.
I didn't hear Bam say that.
Oh well, it's recorded.
It's about us.
Well, that's good. Good for you, Helen. Why don't you take it up with Bam instead of bringing it up all the time, every fucking time?
Well, you bring your stuff up with Dorothy then.
You know what?
Well, no, right now, actually, Helen, we were talking about how you said that Claire was slated. There was a lot of yelling. There was a lot of anger because there was a lot of
tears.
But we didn't talk about. We didn't insinuate she's got a criminal record and she's had her children taken from her and her dad's a felon. We didn't do anything like that. We didn't. But Dorothy does that.
I haven't done anything like that.
No, you haven't, but you sat in chats while she has, is what I'm saying. Yeah, and that's fine. You can do that. You can do that.
Sitting by and being silent is being just as complicit, Helen. You can't pretend that you haven't seen what's going on. Can I play something for Helen? I'd like her to hear this.
No, what?
If she wants to hear it.
She wants to play complicit. I think she should hear what we're talking about then if she's feigning that she doesn't know what's going on.
This is the thing. It wasn't. No,
and I've said it's not my way. I don't do that kind of abuse.
Well,
if somebody tells lies, I'll call them a liar, but I won't call them a lying.
Everything out of Dorothy's mouth is a lie.
At this point, the thing is that her behavior has been acknowledged by Helen. We saw that. I think that this got a little out of hand. It has nothing to do with Bam. I will not pretend. I will not get up here now, especially. And be outraged at something that somebody said a fucking year ago. If there's stuff happening behind the scenes, Sarah Bellin, they're behind the scenes, and I have no idea what those things are. So how can I be outraged at something if I don't know that it's happening? Now,
Oh,
the thing is this,
but I'm not
that
allowed
we
to
can't.
say I didn't see a certain live, but you're allowed to
No,
say that you
no.
didn't
You
see a
have
certain.
seen them, Helen.
I'm not saying that, Helen. Now I am going to raise my voice because I never said that. Do not twist my words. Do not put words in my mouth, please, and don't take things that I am saying out of context deliberately. Please, you're too smart for that. I just please don't. What I'm saying is that y'all, you're still kind of referencing it to a community of that doesn't exist for most of us anymore. I mean, that's a fact for me. So when y'all come in here again, and whatever the subject is, we weren't talking about Bam, but everybody else will start talking about her, right? They're incomparable. Dorothy, I was friends with her. I was never friends with Bam. I've only ever spoken to Bam privately once, and that was last weekend when I thanked her and told her how appreciative and grateful I was for the support that she gave my daughter and I, and the support that she drummed up in her community that they gave me. And I would have done the same fucking thing if it was AD.
And there's something else about Dorothy. On the January 23rd, Helen, Dorothy made it very, very, very clear that Salty had enough support and wasn't going to be helping her. But then tried on February 6th and 7th to say she wanted to do a fundraiser for her. But I was stopping that. The girls were stopping that from happening because she's friends with Claire.
But this is my point being that...
Can I just make a point there as well? Before Bam even heard about Salty's problem, I made a video in support of Salty. And you, Jen, Shirl, Helen Happy Thoughts, all came into my comments.
I was no. I did not comment at all under that. No, I did not. Don't you dare.
Okay,
I did not.
I haven't seen the video.
Okay, I was not part of that at all.
We're going to talk one at a time. One at a time.
No, I need Helen to correct that. I was not part of that comment thread at all.
Okay, Jen wasn't part of it. Can I say something to you, Helen? Can you say something?
This is what she does.
Yeah.
Helen, can I say something? Yes, I said, Helen Happy Thought said that it was, I can't remember what she said. It was condescending. Yes. And I agreed. And I will tell you that I didn't listen to the entire thing. When I got to the point where you were talking, were you advising her to go to a doctor and get on medication? It really does help. And I'll admit, my comment came from because
I won't have told her to get on medication because I'm not a doctor, but I will have told her to go to a doctor, and that medication can help.
I know. What I'm saying is, I will admit my reaction wasn't just based on that comment. It was based on the information that I knew, that some of us knew, that the rest of the world didn't. So for us, that did sound very condescending because of the information.
Well, I was talking from personal experience because it's worked for me.
I you know what, Helen, in retrospect, I can see that, but still, again, like you said, everybody's different. What she was going through was different than what you've gone through, what somebody else has gone through. So I get what you were saying, but to make this long video talking about that, it seemed, to me, I'm sorry, it seemed kind of self-serving. Basically the whole thing, just like with Stephanie's comment, her friends have told me she doesn't like me, but the feelings are not mutual. She didn't have to say that. She didn't have to make it like a bitter thing. All she had to say was, I feel really bad. I'm sorry. I hope things get better, Salty. She didn't have to bring up the friends and what the friends said and blah, 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 blah. And in my opinion, there was a lot of things that maybe you may have felt you were doing it coming from a good place, but from our point of view, it didn't look so much like, I mean, I don't think you were doing it purposely, like, hey, I can't stand her, so I'm going to talk about me. But it seemed like there was more about you than your genuine concern about her. That was our perception. That's all I said to you. Helen made that comment, and I said I agreed. That wasn't me attacking you. Now, I was pissed at Stephanie because Stephanie always has to make everything about her, and she did that with that comment, and that was wrong. All she had to do was say, Salty, I hope things get better for you. She didn't have to bring up us or anything she's been told. That was bullshit. But I didn't attack you, Helen. I just felt the video seemed more about you than about your concern for her. That was just my opinion, and I didn't attack you for it.
Everything boils down to you misunderstanding me.
You know what, to tell you the truth, I think a lot of times that may be the case because you say things so vaguely that it leaves way too much open for interpretation. And a lot of times, I'm not going to lie, it does look like you're talking about us, and other people feel that way too, because they'll say something to us about it. So that's how it looks. And again, every time you've said something where I'm almost positive you're talking about us, I don't react, Helen. I don't. And,
well,
you know,
I could almost call that paranoia because I haven't spoken about you.
Well, you could call it paranoia, but you'd be wrong. But you can call it whatever the hell you want.
How about Armhair's friends told her to fuck off? That's talk. That was not. There was no friends.
And you did.
Pardon?
You did.
No, we didn't. First of all, that wasn't your conversation to put out. Second of all, there was no plural friends. It was me, and it was after Kim said she was out. You didn't put, first of all, again, not your conversation to put out because you weren't part of it. It wasn't your story to put out there. So I really resent you overstepping my boundaries there, but that's a whole other issue. You made it look like you cornered. Let me finish. You made it look like. Would you please let me finish, Helen? You made it look like Sam Amber and myself cornered Armhair and told her to F off. That's not at all the case. It was after Armhair made a post saying she was done. She thought it was because she seems to think we threw Claire under the bus. Again, we didn't throw Claire under the bus. We exposed her lies to a whole community. She said she was out. That's when I said, whatever I said, you remember that. You didn't have to make a choice. F off. There was no friends. It was me. And the way you put it out, on top of it not being your story, you put it out falsely. And that I resented.
But you told
Don't say you weren't talking about us. You were talking about us, and you were talking about us in not even in a true fashion. There was no friends plural that told her to F off. It was me. And that's again not your that was not your story to put out there. How about an apology for that, Helen? I'd really like that. That was not. That is a huge boundary overstepping. That wasn't your story to put out and blast across YouTube. I would really like an apology.
Have you apologized to Kim?
That's not your business. Well, I'm asking you for an apology for putting out a story that was not your story to put out.
Putting out the truth.
That no, you weren't. Helen, there was no friends plural that told her to F off. How about you can't even be a woman and apologize when you fucked up? Again, just like the Claire thing. Nobody wants to own up when they make mistakes. Why, Helen? Are you afraid it's going to make you look bad because you owned up to making a mistake? I have no problem owning up to it. I'd rather fucking be honest and own up to making a mistake. How about you? Can you not? You can't apologize for putting out a story that was not your story to ever put out. You crossed a boundary. You can't apologize for that? Yeah, you did, Helen. Yes, you did. You put out a story that wasn't yours to tell, and you can't even apologize for that.
You told her to F off.
It wasn't your story to put out, and you only put out the one comment. Apologize. Oh, you know what? No, you can't even see. You can't even see. You have no understanding of boundaries, Helen. That's why you put people's private messages out all the time. You need to get a really good grip on understanding people's boundaries. You overstepped it too. It wasn't. Have you heard us in the 4 months talk about what exactly happened with Armhair, myself, Salty? No, because that's nobody's goddamn business. But you seem to take it upon yourself and do that. And I fucking resent that because that wasn't your story to tell. And now you won't even fucking woman up and say you're sorry. Get out of here.
So Helen,
I'll be back. I have nothing more to say.
Helen, I have a message from the other Helen. She says, can you tell Helen that my comment was a knee-jerk reaction after a very intense conversation with Sam, and I apologize for potentially misunderstanding, but I was feeling very protective over Sam. And again, I think I explained that when I commented that I agreed, again, that was based on things that I knew and a whole lot of other people didn't. So again, from our point of view, it did seem self-serving and insensitive, but she's apologizing to you. And you know, it is what it is. But again, I don't think we attacked you, and you did use that word. You said we attacked you. If anything, I may have went at Stephanie kind of hard, but that's okay. I don't care about that. Yeah. I will do that every friggin' time if I need to. But I didn't come at you hard, Helen. I didn't attack you. Helen didn't attack you. What other people said on that thread, I can't control that. We didn't attack you,
Oh,
Helen.
Bam's here. Oh, Bam, we can speak face to face for once. You always wanted to speak face to face with me. Telling everybody I'm lusting after your son. Lie. That is not true.
Well,
you keep lying about
you guys.
me.
This is going to get good.
Well, I'm gonna jump off here now because I think I've said everything that I need to say from my point of view. All this other stuff, I think I'll just be in the way. Other things need to be addressed.
And Jen thinks it's good that Bam's here because she knows she's gonna have a go at me.
Oh, Helen, stop!
That's not what she meant. I'm not gonna let this. Okay,
this all the time. Really, I'm so tired of it.
It's not appropriate when especially in my past forms in the subject matter being what it is, to always make it about something else. Don't compare. Yes. They're not comparable to me. They said something. I'm looking at these.
Her, so, but she is the most obnoxious, abusive.
Not going to have it.
Yeah, thank you. Go take that to your own channel, Helen. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's the first time. Actually, no, the second time I've removed somebody because it's not necessary to. No, I'm not going to say anything else. Just give me 1 second.
No. That
again, I am not a part of any community that used to exist called Truth or any, Watts Island. I am not obligated to not say anything about certain people, and I'm not obligated to keep saying things about certain people. It's not appropriate to take an external, let's just say, beef and carry it into every single fucking circumstance that you find yourself in. It's not, and it's not healthy either.
It's not healthy for all of us to have to fucking deal with it either. Exhausting and draining.
Now, I have undoubtedly have people saying something to me about removing Helen just now, but it wasn't necessary to start saying those things about her. I would have done it if they started saying those things about you. I've never gone personal like that. Vile, disgusting, blah, 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 blah. Ugly. I've never been gratuitously ugly to somebody just because.